Hello, nerds! Thank you for joining me here on Nerd News Clips. This is the second channel. This is the place for all of the short-form content as well as the individual sections and just generally speaking smaller things. If you are into the longer form content, youtube.com/generallynerdy is the place to go see that. With that out of the way, let's get into this. Which brings us to the music section. We have nothing really to follow up on, but we have a whole boatload of new music to talk about. Our first piece of new music is Frogleaf Studios' Leo Maracchioli is doing a metal cover of the Running Up That Hill song that we all know and love from the Stranger Things. Kate Bush is just getting all the monies these days from it, and now she's getting a little bit from Leo as well, because, you know, split revenues on YouTube and such. So yeah, great metal cover, and probably not his most solid. There were a couple of things in there vocally that I think probably could have gone over once or twice differently, but either way, I really dig the song originally, and I really dig Leo, so Leo covering a song that I already like is nothing but a good thing. His is a lot of fun, and the video is a lot of fun too with him and his daughter, so just being goofballs like they do. Go check out Leo Maracchioli's cover on Frogleaf Studios for the Running Up That Hill song by Kate Bush. That's a whole mouthful of stuff. Next is Lamb of God's title track from their upcoming Omens record that releases this October. October 7th. So Omens is the name of the song. Music video is down low. Some real Wizard of Gore vibes from the music video. I thought that was pretty interesting. A little bit of deep cuts with the horror crowd. And digging the track too. I think this one's a little more solid than Nevermore, though still not my favorite stuff from Lamb of God just yet. Though it does sound like this record is shaping up to be pretty heavy, which I'm totally behind. Just, I don't know, it's some things feel lacking or missing or whatnot, and we will talk about Lamb of God again in a moment because they are on tour and there's some shenanigans going on there, but as far as Omens go, absolutely recommend go check out this track. Then, unexpectedly, we also got a new song from Slipknot. We also got the title of the new record as well as the release date of the new record while I was gone. New record is going to be called The End So Far. The release date for it is September 30th. The name of this song is The Dying Song. There's a subtitle too. This is something, Time to Sing, I think. And wow, do I love this song. Wow, do I love this song. Like, there is some really awesome choices going on here creatively with these guys, and just it keeps staying brutal, but also being as varied as possible while being some of the most brutal material Slipknot has released. I'm totally about this. Absolutely excited about this new record, and hopefully the rest of it can hold par with these first two tracks that they've released. Go check out The Dying Song for sure. Another track that was released that I listened to on my road trip is the new Megadeath track. Night Stalkers is featuring Ice-T, and I feel like Megadeth is aging so much better than Metallica. There is definitely an argument to be made that the last two Metallica records kind of have been phoned in, whereas this new Megadeth record, so far at least, we've only heard the two tracks, but so far is shaping up to be super great. Just no two ways about that. Dave is kind of at peak level still somehow, into his 60s. So yeah, definitely go check out Night Stalkers. This one's not quite as solid as the last one. I think the Ice-T contribution is a little not great, but either way, still definitely a solid track. And then rounding out the new music section for music, we were talking about the new Behemoth track. We talked about their last one, the War song. I can't remember the name of the title. I apologize. We're trying to go real fast. But The Deathless Sun is the name of the new track. And where the last one was a lot more like rock and roll a la black metal, this is just pretty much black metal with a rock and roll kind of formula, whereas it doesn't necessarily sound like a rock and roll song, but structurally it is definitely structured like a rock and roll song. I feel like as Behemoth ages, they too are getting better with time. I wasn't the biggest fan of them when they first were kicking around, but man, this new record is totally a lot of fun. So if you like the black and you like the death and the things, then you should check out this new Behemoth track. All right, so that brings us to tours. We have some tour news to talk about. Also announced while I was gone, so we have a little bit of catching up to do in tours, is a Pantera reunion tour, kind of. Obviously, we can't have a proper Pantera reunion tour because 2 of the 4 members have sadly passed. Man, and it's still like a thing that's felt by the industry. But filling in for Dimebag and Vinnie Paul is going to be Zakk Wylde and Charlie Benante from Zakk Wylde, obviously from like everything, and Charlie Benante from Anthrax on drums. This is kind of a great option for who is going to be filling in those seats. Zakk Wylde and Dimebag were brothers, man. Those two doing the music together was a beautiful thing, and they did plenty of it. So having Zakk Wylde step in for the missing Dime is a perfect choice. Charlie Benante, kind of an undersung I mean, at this point, Anthrax, there's nothing really underdone about them, but of the big 4 back in the day, I feel like Anthrax usually was less recognized. And so Charlie Benante, being the drummer for Anthrax, falls into that category as well. So I feel like he's going to surprise some people on tour with Pantera because he is a capable drummer in ways that people, I don't think, fully understand. So I'm super excited about this tour. No dates as far as I can see, and I did look, I put like 2 extra days worth of research in today's episode. So I looked. I did not see any tour dates just yet. We do know that it is going to be happening in 2023, though. So that is the plan. As tour dates are announced, we will be coming back to this. But our other piece of tour news has to do with Lamb of God. They just announced a European tour, European leg of the tour, perhaps, where for 12 dates, Willie Adler, guitar player extraordinaire, is not going to be joining the rest of the band. Willie apparently did not get vaccinated with the COVID, and so he can't go to some of these countries that still require proof of vaccination. So they have, filling in for Willie, they will be Phil Demmel from Violence and a couple other bands will be filling in for these 12 dates. No official word as to why that is, but this is kind of, other people associated with this have kind of spilled the beans a little bit. So interesting, very interesting considering how politically minded Randy is on certain things, and this one just kind of slipped through. Whatever. I'm very smiley about this situation for reasons. But that, I believe, is everything we have for music. So let's get into suggestions for music this week. And suggestions, and this one's just because I'm a little bit of a troll and a little bit of a meanie moment. The suggestion is Mudvayne's The End of All Things to Come. Chad Gray notoriously just fell on stage while singing the song Not Falling, so ironically he did fall while singing Not Falling, and I think the record that Not Falling comes from is a phenomenal record. So that record is The End of All Things to Come. It's a beautiful thing. You should go check it out. That is our suggestion for this week. Once again, this has been just a brief segment from the larger episode that has been posted over on the main channel, youtube.com/generallynerdy. Go over there for the long-form content, or just subscribe here if you want it in bite-sized chunks. Thank you very much for joining me, nerds. We'll see you in the next one. Before we go, though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.